Dear students, this is our fourth video lecture on the seventh chapter of BA second year textbook, chapter number 7, that is Communication in Modern Age. In this video lecture, we will discuss the exercises given in the textbook on grammar. Here, we have to study about future tense. Future tense, as we know, it indicates what will happen after the present. It will indicate the verbal action that is likely to take place in near future. English verbs do not have a special form for expressing future tense. As in case of present, we have present tense. Then for past, past and past participle, whereas we do not have any such verb for future tense. There are four divisions of future tense also, like present and past, simple future, future continuous, then future perfect and future perfect continuous. Here we are not going to touch all those things. There are several other ways in English for expressing future. We will look at some important ways of expressing future apart from the use of future tense. The first and prominent one is the simple future, that is with the use of will or shall plus infinitive. For example, he will do it tomorrow. He will express his views tomorrow. Then the second important form is be going to plus infinitive. It means, for example, he is going to do it tomorrow. This actually here we find some intention, or you can say the determination that is expressed through this. Then we have present continuous. With the help of present continuous also, we can express the sense of future. For example, he is arriving tomorrow. The Prime Minister is visiting Ahmedabad next week. The fourth one is present indefinite. With the help of present indefinite also, we can express the future tense or future sense. That is, the Prime Minister arrives here tomorrow. Though the tense form is in present, but it conveys the meaning of future tense. The fifth important one is with the shall, will, plus continuous infinitive. For example, he will be arriving here tomorrow. He will be arriving here tomorrow. So these are the 5 ways through which the future action is expressed, or future time, or the sense of future time is expressed. So let's see it one by one. The first one is the will, shall plus infinitive. It's the simple form of future tense. It is usually used to express action that has yet to take place in your future. Secondly, there are certain rules where we can use shall and where we can use will. In normal future tense or you can say simple future tense to express uh, the views or ideas that is not expressing anything special about, then we use shall with first person, and with all other person we use will. For example, I shall go to Raipur tomorrow. You will make a toy. They will join us tomorrow. Prachi will leave tomorrow. So this is how we have to use. In normal case, we can use shall with first person. With second person, we have to use will. And with third person also, we have to use will. The second use of this is it is used to express command and threat, promise, and even determination. But in this case, we find that the order of use of shall or will is reversed. For example, let us express a uh, express a sense of command. You shall not do this. You shall not do this. In normal sense or simple way, we use will with you. But since we are expressing a command, we have to use shall here. Similarly, when we have to express a threat, we have to reverse the order of shall and will. You shall be punished for this act. You shall be punished for this act. Then promise is also expressed with a reversal of this reversal of this shall and will. I will try to pass next time. But in simple future tense, we use I shall try to pass next time. But since we are expressing the promise, we have to use will here. So it will be I will try to pass next time. The next, for expressing determination, here also we use the reversed way of using will and shall. I will have a holiday tomorrow. In ordinary sense, it should be I shall have a holiday tomorrow. But since we are expressing determination, we have to use I will have a holiday tomorrow. Then the next very prominent and the most used form to express future, particularly it indicates the speaker's intention to do something in future or to express a future action, is the going to form. For example, they are going to purchase a new house. Another example we can take, they are going to settle in Europe. Then in going to form again, we use this form even to indicate an action that is expected to take place in future. For example, he is going to be 50 tomorrow. It means he is going to attain the age of 50 years tomorrow. Then the next one is future continuous. In this one, we find an action or event expected to take place in future in natural course. Now that is expressed through future continuous. The exam would be beginning in May. Secondly, with the use of this, we can express the action for an event that is expected to be continuing at the point of a given time in future. For example, when we reach here, it would be raining there. The next one is the future perfect. It is used to indicate an action or event that is likely to be completed by a certain time in future. For example, I shall have finished writing the book by next year. He will have finished the course by the end of this year. So this is how we express the future tense, and these are the things that we have to study in future tense. Let's move on to the exercises given on this, on use of this tense. We will skip the first section of this grammar that we'll discuss later on. Let's move on to the second question, where we have to rewrite the following sentences, filling each blank with will or going to be. Use will for promise, determination, or inevitability. So the first question is, when the teacher arrives, the lesson begins. Here we have to use will. When the teacher arrives, the lesson will begin. The second question, Professor Khare, you have to use here, is going to dinner. Professor Khare is going to dinner with a friend this evening. Question number 3, Diti says to Prachi, here is a promise. Since it is a case of promise, we will use will. I will help you with your mathematics homework. The fourth question is, Karan dash go home this weekend. Here we will use will. Karan will go home this weekend. The fifth question is, Prachi is determined. Prachi is determined. She will come back Sunday evening. We will use will. The sixth one, I will go to Vilai next month. This here, it's either a promise or a determination. I am going to take the train that leaves at 5 p.m. Here you have to use going to form. So here I am going to take the train that leaves at 5 p.m. Eighth question is, here we have to use will. I will arrive at Vilai the same night. It's a promise. The ninth is simple one. She is going to win. She is going to win. She always wins. 10th one, Karan will go swimming on Sunday, or Karan will go to swimming on Sunday. Here we have to use will. Then 11th one, he will not be boating. He will not be boating. Then the last one, he is sure that, we have to use will. He is sure that he will be back by 6 o'clock. He is sure that he will be back by 6 o'clock. The second question, that is, Here we have to put the verbs in the following sentences in the correct tense of the verb. The first question of this part is, she will not succeed unless she, the given verb is work. You have to fill up this gap with the proper form of this verb. So she will not succeed unless she works harder. Second one, I will let you know as soon as I have any information. I will let you know as soon as I have any information. So here we have to fill up with have. Third question is, do not do anything until you have any information. Do not do anything until you have any information. So here we have to fill up with have. The fourth question, we must have everything ready before the guests. We must have everything ready before the guests arrive. So here we have to use arrive. The fifth one, we cannot come to a decision before know the facts. Before we know the facts. So here no will remain in the same form. The sixth question is, we should like to reach home before her answer. So we should like to reach home before we receives her answer. Before we receive her answer. Since it is we, so we have to use receive. Nothing can be done. This is the seventh one. Nothing can be done until we receive her answer. Nothing can be done until we receive her answer. Then eighth one, she will inherit a fortune of rupees 1 million when she, the verb given is attain. So the form of the verb is attains. She will inherit a fortune of rupees 1 million when she attains the age of 21. Ninth question, when I have enough money, I will buy a car. So it's a simple one. Here we have to use have only. When I have enough money, I will buy a car. The last question is 10th, that is, there will be a rush for seats when the train arrives. There will be a rush for seats when the train arrives. So this is how we have completed the grammar part or exercises based on the grammar of this chapter. So this has been our concluding chapter. The next, chapters when it will be assigned to me, we will see each other in the video that I will prepare for you. Till then, study more and more so that you can perform better in the exam, even though there is a lockdown in entire India. Thank you.